Hey everyone, and welcome to Survival Sunday. I'm going to play through an entire campaign, I've decided, of Surviving the Aftermath. After playing it before, I was pretty intrigued, and I thought it was a little bit more difficult than I was expecting. So you guys can expect a video today, Tuesday, and then Thursday as well. Also, since it's Survival Sunday, as this video goes live, once again, we'll be streaming at twitch.tv/Xwynns, where Bravo Wolf and I are taking on exploding demolishers on day 1 in 7 Days to Die. Now, I haven't actually played further than this in this game, and there's a few things I'm a little scared of. One is the nuclear fallout, and here in the tech tree under, I think it's food, there's protected crops, i.e. a greenhouse, which specifically defends against nuclear fallout, but it's also pretty weak and can be wrecked by a meteor or some such. I think I might actually go for that rather than the houses, but I haven't completely decided yet. Currently, the issue we're facing is the complete and utter lack of food here. I'm going to try to work on getting food and then getting several days stockpile of food, which I believe will come in line when we get the large fields up and at them. The other option is to go for food alternative proteins, which gives insect farms. We can then turn those insect farms into insect meals with simple logs, and basically double the meals we'll have. That might be a good option as well. And then once the food situation's under control, I'll go back to working on stabilizing increased housing. Lastly, our one scientist over here, Satoshi, will be gathering up this 200 research momentarily, and then coming down here for this 400. Then I'll just keep exploring in various directions. Maybe it's finally time to start gathering some supplies and bringing them back to help out with that. So, well, I'm not sure. We should be getting more specialists soon, and these two specialists, Sobek here, as well as Segan, I suppose, are really best at exploring. They have very high movement points, as opposed to Satoshi here, who has low movement points, but good research and good scavenging. So, hopefully our next specialist is going to be a good scavenger, and we can finally start gathering some of these things and bringing them back in. In any event, my plan for today is going to be make food, stabilize it, build some houses, explore a little bit, and hopefully this will all work out. A pandemic has struck. The first signs of a pandemic are upon us. Okay, it's going to come in waves affecting colonists. Untreated colonists will die eventually. The disease dehydrates the body, increasing water consumption. And make sure you build enough medical facilities. Antibiotics speed up the healing process. Scavenge them from the world map. This is something we're probably going to need to plan around. We have 2 days before it shows up. Now, I believe we had one of these earlier. We already have 2 medical tents. I'm not sure 2 is going to be enough, to be honest. I'm hoping so, but with the number of colonists we have now, what is this, total population of 30? We can only heal 4 at a time. Smart move might be to make 1 additional healing hut here, just in case. Medical tent, do we have the resources for this? No, we're actually short on the metal. Let's put this medical tent right next to the other one, I suppose. That's fine. And the metal we can get from the scavenger. I just want to make sure the scavenger is indeed online. Recycler. Ah, here's the problem. We're converting the metal into tools, and we have a couple of tools. So you know what? Let's turn this off so we stop converting the metal. And then that means we'll keep the scavenged metal when we finally get it, and we can turn it into this 3rd medical tent. Now, the second thing we need to do is make sure we have ample water supply. I think the last time this happened, they went crazy on the water, so let's build a 3rd water well, which we do indeed have the resources for. We have 1 here, and we have 1 over here. I suppose the next one can come right next to this farm, which is a pretty good place for it, I would say. Considering these don't take any maintenance whatsoever, I may as well just build another one. We have the extra resources already. Right out in this vicinity looks good. Also, it's right near the farms. Again, very thematic. Oh, never mind. We've got one right there. I didn't see. So instead, we'll have to put it out. Maybe out here by the lake, by the fishing areas. That seems perfectly viable. Good, good. That should take care of our water during the pandemic. And I'm hoping this 3rd building takes care of meds. Survivors are seeking shelter. Oh boy. Well, I did say I wanted a new specialist, but this one comes at an interesting time, right before the pandemic. Any decision I make here could lead us to eventual demise. We've got 4 adults, 2 children. They come with 5 corn and 9 potatoes. Not a huge amount, I will say, but let's take a look at their specialists. They're a scout exploration of 5. That's even better than the ones we have now. Their scavenging is a 3, which is okay. I think I'm going to accept. Immediately, we're now into a couple more issues in that we don't have enough housing. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. All right. It's getting truly ridiculous. Let's come down here and scavenge these tools. This is actually an important thing. Who is this? Jin? Because we're shutting off our tool production because of the pandemic. To be able to build, I think bringing back some tools will be very helpful. We just harvested 8. We have another 5, so we'll go in there tomorrow, get another 5, bring them back. That's a nice haul, actually. What else are we going to need to survive this pandemic? We could grab some food down here. My thinking is they said antibiotics will help. There's some over here, and there's some down there, and there's some over here. We could do a quick antibiotic run once we drop these tools off and go boop, 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 and come back. It'll take a few runs to get there. We may actually miss the pandemic entirely if we were to try to do that, but I suppose that'll be the plan. And of course, we're going to need some houses for these new folks. We just built something like 6 additional colonists, so we're probably going to need to put down 2 more shanties, which is a lot more metal. And we're going to need some space. We're kind of running out of space. I suppose we'll go right over here for now. Two colonists are already injured. Yeah, they came in injured because we accepted them. Oh, boy. Things are getting real, boys. They can both come in here and get healed. We'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Don't worry. And here's the scrapper. Yeah, making the metal. Indeed, we only have 6 additional scrap there, which means we can only do this one more time. Then we're going to have to spawn over here into this metal scrap. We have 97. That'll be fine once this is cleared out tomorrow. Lots of stuff going down. I didn't think this game was going to be exciting this episode. Lo and behold, things abound. Alright, new event over here. What do we got? Dumpster diving. -2 tools, we don't have any. -2 clothing, we don't have any. Well, we'll give permission and pray for luck. 1 colonist is infected, but we gain 12 plastic. That's less than ideal. We don't have 2 people over here. Let's get 2 people in there. 1 over here. Now we can at least treat 4 people, and 2 of them will be treated very quickly. And we have 4 people hauling, which will be sufficient, I suppose. Alright, I'm going to actually come over here with our scout, Sigan. And let's try to get these antibiotics and bring them home rather than go exploring more, since that'll be the quickest delivery of antibiotics for the pandemic we can find. Our attack is a 3, their defense is a 0. This will work, but it may take several rounds. Thud, thud. Thud, thud. Alright, he's down to 2 hit points. Next turn, we'll be able to gather those. And we're down 11 hit points. Not a problem. And we finally have all the ingredients we need in the cookhouse here to go for mixed meals. We'll turn that production on. We've got 26 potatoes, 9 venison. I think fish may count as meat. I'm not sure as far as making things in the cookhouse. And this will effectively give us a bit more meals. Not too much more, actually. Looks like it takes 4, 5, 6, 7 and converts that into 10 with 2 wood. The insect meals are actually vastly more sufficient. Alright, let's grab those antibiotics. I should have gone around to the other side to grab them first, since our turn ends once we take an action. We would have been a little bit closer to town. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Next turn I can do it anyway, and that's going to end our turn right there. Our scavenging rate's not fantastic at a 3, but it's also not terrible either, so we'll see how many of those... Oh, it looks like we're going to be able to gather 4 in a turn. So I suppose I should gather for 2 turns and come back. It's going to take us a few turns to get back, and the pandemic strikes tomorrow, so it's going to be close. Well, I've depleted both the plastic deposit that was over here and the metal deposit, and we've moved on to these 2. We're kind of running out of them on the map, so that's a little interesting. Pretty soon we'll have to start working more on gathering those resources from the world map. somewhat expeditiously. But fortunately, I have got most of the place explored. Oh, wow. So that's what the danger is there. We just took 20% health from an explosion gathering planks. Fascinating. Colonists want to go exploring down the river again, boys. Oh, God. After hearing voices from a nearby woods, they decided to flee instead of diving after a sunken vessel. Alright, well, their boat sunk. That was about all that happened. Oh, I forgot to plant in my fields over here. I'm gonna go for, I think, just potatoes. Grow rate slow, yield medium. Well, we do have a fair bit of food right now, and we are converting some things, so... if we can survive long enough to pull this off, then we'll have a huge amount of things we can cook into a lot more meals. Realistically, we're never gonna get these meds and come back in time. It's gonna take days to get over there, so I'm just gonna bring the wood and the tools back now to the butt of town. Now that we've delivered those, we should have enough planks to finally build up these additional buildings here. We've been really short on that. We're also short on metal, but we're working on that as fast as we can possibly do over here as of right now that I put a second scrapper in. I would like to get the houses in. These guys have been homeless for a little while now. Plus, we can also heal up our 20% wound from harvesting that wood. Well, the pandemic strikes any moment. We do have our third medical bet. We'll see. And there's also the additional water. We've got 24 water supply now. Let's... oh, you know what? And until I put someone back in the burial pit, I think this colonist out here has just been sitting on the ground for days. Less than ideal. And here it is. Pandemic contagion is spreading. Handle it quickly or people will die. Well, I only see one person infected, and that was before we started, but I'm going to have... my plan here is to have 2 people in each medical tent. So we'll go 2 here first, then 2 here, then 2 there to heal the ones that come in very quickly. And hopefully we can stay on top of this. And also we just finished another shanty, which is fantastic. This one just needs a few more metal. We'll probably get that done today. Only 2 colonists. Only 2 colonists have been homeless for a week, guys. Very good. Search the wagon, but I'm the colonist with planks. 2 colonists that now have sickness, but we've gained 8 fiber and 2 tools. Now's not really the best time for colonists to get sick, but at least they went directly into the medical hut, and they're getting treated rather quickly. There's another one that's not being treated, though, over here, because I forgot we had one colonist infected. So irradiated and infected right now. We'll see. Food is at least good. I did plan the water perfectly, because we're down to a 6 surplus, which is nice. So we're not going down on that. 5 colonists are now infected. Okay, this is a problem, as you guys can clearly see. I've run out of people to work on all these buildings. I could pull out of the tailor, because we actually have a decent amount of clothes for now, and then put both of them over here. We've got not one person to haul in the entire colony. Not one. And there's really... there's things I could... I guess we could go low on food, but that's just setting ourselves up for disaster in the future. Well, we've got 4 to 8 metal over here. We'll have to take 1 trapper out. At least I want to have at least 1 hauler at all times. Now we're coming back with 8 antibiotics, but I think we're not going to be back for another day, and by then the pandemic will nearly be over. All right. Only 4 colonists are infected right now. So we're on top of things. 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2, 0 out of 2. These guys are idling. Let's get out of there, boys. Get back to work. Haul things around while you still can. There's just plagues and rats everywhere, and these guys are just talking with their kids on the street. Rats are jumping up, running into the stockpiles. Holy, this is a nice place to live, huh? Oh, we are 1 movement point away from getting in right now with the antibiotics. I'm not sure we're going to super need it, to be honest. Well, 4 more colonists are infected, but I've got 4 more people working. 3 haulers over here. Our last building's being constructed. No one's homeless anymore. Shanty's up and at 'em. Food is getting a little bit low, but yeah. It's okay. We're actually about to come home with a whole bunch of, like, jerky, which will supplement the food supply. In fact, yeah, when I said we're about to, I meant right now. There's only, what is this, 7 jerky remaining, but we've got 32. Let's drop that off. Why can't I drop it off? Oh, I did drop it off. Fantastic. Dropping stuff off doesn't end your turn. It's just gathering stuff that does. So we're back up to 35 food. Perfect. Not a problem. 2 people got radiation sickness from hunting wabbits. Colonist George is irradiated. And here comes our antibiotics. Yoink! Los Fantasticos, boys. 8. I'm not sure exactly how we use them or how they help, but we've got them. Nuclear plant with 535 more science. I'm kind of moving in that direction. Oh, hello. And here's another one. We don't know how much. This guy's got an attack of 9, defense of 2. We've got an attack of 1, defense of 1. Well, that might be rough. Voila! Not one death from the pandemic. We have ample supplies of food, water, colonists, housing. Everything is good, except that we neutralized this forest here, but we have been planting one over here. I wonder if it's time to log that. I'm not 100% sure what a full-grown tree looks like, but they don't look small. And other than 1 colonist being infected right now, we're good. So we'll just kick out all of these workers doing literally nothing in the medical tents. Voila. In fact, no colonists are infected. Huzzah! Now we got 7 haulers. The game's afoot, boys. I think we may need a second forester. Not sure in the exact ratio, but rather safe than sorry, since I'm basically playing an Iron Man, like, blind 100% difficulty playthrough. Let's put a second one in. Right next to the other one. Beautiful. Let's see how this works out. It does not look strong. 2 to 9, 1 to 3. He's got 6 hit points, though, and I have 100, so... Alright, 1 attack, we deal 3. And we receive 12. Not bad at all. And then we can farm up that science, and we will be in a whole new land of opportunities. Survivors are seek 11 adults? Woo! That's a lot of adults. I'm gonna say yes. I haven't turned anyone away thus far. Now, we've got 10 colonists who are homeless. However, we're about to have next turn, or probably the turn after that when we liberate this science station, we'll have enough research to put in the final tier of housing, and I'm actually pretty excited about that. We'll make a cool little housing block over here, I think, maybe. No other place to put it. So, yeah, realistically, that's where it's going. And these guys are going to clean us out of tools and clothes very quickly. So I suppose it makes sense to re-enable the tool shop. We also got our second forester. Let's move the work area. I'm not sure if they can do the same area. Let's try it. We'll put 2 foresters in the same place. Maybe that'll be enough to support a logging camp and a sawmill simultaneously. No idea. Now, 10 colonists means we're going to have a lot of people needing food. First of all, let's go deal with this request. These guys want to go outside? Sure, go for a hunt, boys. Good luck. The hunt didn't go well, but nothing bad seemed to happen. Let's put additional people over... Well, I guess when it's growing, it doesn't make a huge difference. But yeah, additional people on that one ginormous farm to make sure we grow and harvest as fast as possible when the growing and harvest time comes. I'm actually curious. So we've got 13 haulers. If I kick everyone out here, we actually have 16. Okay. So I wonder what these guys do when they're just waiting for it to grow. Do they work? Do they do other stuff? Do they haul? I have no idea. Now, one thing I think I've noticed is that when you kill these guys, if you actually deal enough damage to them, they don't get retaliatory damage against you. So we were at 88 when we started that. Now we're still at 88 because we just knocked them out. Now we got 624 research. Amazing. And because we have 271, this will put us right at the precipice of having 3 new 300 tech technologies. 2 of which I'm going to buy. Either protected crops for 300 or proteins for 300. And then lastly, the colony one for 300. Those are the ones I want the most. We're going to be just short of getting all 3 of them by 5 science. And there it is. We get 200 per turn. That's number 1. The very first thing I decided to do is the colony because we have all those immediate people who are unhoused. So comfortable housing it is. House. Boom. Let's go see how it looks. Yeah, not bad. It holds 4 colonists. How big is it, though? Looks to be 1 additional tile wide compared to these. Actually, no, it's the same size as the shanties, I think. I thought it was going to be bigger. But no, it's exactly the same size. Interesting. Well, I was going to plan out a fancy little thing, but I realized I had this space, so voila. Houses, ready to go. Now, these are a lot more expensive at 25 planks. The concrete we do have. The metal, however, we don't. Metal and planks are becoming an issue, and we're kind of running out of places to find them. So I know how to deal with planks. We can build a sawmill cutter, but the metal, once we're done exhausting our metal scrap piles, how the heck do we get more of that? I think we have a bunch of junk, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 52, or maybe scrap it's called. That's a byproduct of harvesting from these piles here. We get 1 scrap and like 3 metal. And I think there's a thing you can turn that in with new science into regular metal. There it is. Junk recycling. Mechanic shop. Mechanic shop converts it into mechanical parts. So not metal, just mechanical parts. Which is not really what we're looking for right now. Well, there's always the world map for scavenging. Let's look around for where there's a source of metal nearby. So right there's a bunch, but this guy's actually a pretty strong bandit. 10 attack, 2 defense. He's got 68 metal. That would be very helpful. Looking around the rest of the map, there's basically none. Well, that's going to be a problem for the future, I suppose. Here's some more. 69 metal, pretty far away. Here's some more. Danger, though. 38 metal. All right, well. There's at least some on the map. Ah, look at that. A random event gave us 12 metal and 4 components. Fantastic. Just what we needed. Science, science, and lastly, science. I can see some progress in our near future. Oh! It's okay, boys. Oh! Satoshi's down to 8 hit points. Never mind. He's gonna have to go back and rest. So much for, I can see progress in our near future. Thanks, game. Let's spend 300 science on the insect farm. Scrumptious delicious. My plan here is, if there's nuclear fallout that murders all of our plants, at least we'll have some kind of fallback food. I know we've got a ton of food right now, but I want an insane, overwhelming amount of food. Just never, ever, ever run out. Oh, I didn't realize this. So I thought these larger scale buildings were cramped. Colonists are less likely to produce in cramped shelters like this, and the tenement, that is true. The emergency shelter is the lower functional value thing of the tent. Like, it costs more, but it's more efficient per person to build it, but you don't get offspring as much. The tenement's the same thing for the shanty. However, the 2-story house doesn't have that setback. It's just straight up better than the house. It costs less resources, and it houses twice as many people, or it costs less resources per number of colonist houses. And then also, there's no penalty here for people living in it, producing offspring. And, looking over here, they actually occupy the same space. There's no reason not to build those things then. All right, let's cancel the construction of these 3 houses. And instead, we'll build 2-story houses. Now, we need a lot of resources for this, but hey, we'll get them eventually. Not bad. Make sure to put this one on high priority, and we'll come over here and we'll put this one on low priority, just to make sure that they focus on getting one done. What I've seen is that they do that normally anyway, but just to be sure, we'll do it this way. And it looks like wood cutting is going to be our #1 issue with planks. So let's put a second person over here working on that. Pretty sure that's going to absolutely eradicate this forest faster than 2 foresters can plant it, without a doubt. Oh, the insect farm requires electrical components and energy. I probably should have read the tooltip a little closer then, because we can't even use it. Requires energy to function. Well, energy production is going to be our next bet in just a couple of seconds here. Okay, we're going to have to come back. It's too much of a risk to come in here and get killed, so let's come back to town and heal. It's going to take us many turns to get back, unfortunately. However, we can have Sobek over here gather the research. He's not the best at it. He only gains 150 per turn instead of 200, but it doesn't matter. We're not going to waste it. It's just going to take longer to get it is all. And we only need a little bit, like we just got there, to be able to come over here and finally go into energy at long last. Energy production, 100 research, solar panel, wind turbine. All right, a whole new avenue, friends. A whole new avenue is available to us now. Unfortunately, they require so many electrical doodads. No. What are these guys? Okay, there's some actually right there. There's 18. So I'll make it a point to go come back here, harvest those, and bring them back. There's also a whole bunch down here as well, and the 21 in this bandit lair. However, that's a strong bandit 9-2. Our attack is a 2-1. That's going to be rough, but I'll find a way to manage it. A bandit is at the gate, and he's acting odd. 14 fish for 5 plastic? All right. You know what? Let's ask if he has more exciting things. I don't really want fish. I don't care about plastic. Nah, he's got nothing. Oh, well. I was hoping he might have some components or parts or whatnot, but nope. This is getting a little distressing, friends. We're a town of hobos. Hobo town. Where we have 1 bush for 10 hobos to share for a nap. This is amazing. Yeah, and as predicted, these guys ran out of wood very quickly. So we're gonna have to go harvest the natural forestry over there, and then wait for this to repopulate. Over here looks good too. All right, let's see how this works out. 9 attack, 3 defense. We've got 3 attack, 1 defense. They've got 10. This is going to go very badly. Well, we actually did 40 points of damage. We started at 80 hit points. And we're down to 65. So we're losing 15. We can do that 2 more times, clear this out, and bring back all of those components, which is exactly what we need to build all the electrical services we need. Alright, I've decided to wait till all of these guys were synced on the same timer because it was getting frustrating coming back and forth millions of times to give them all individual orders. In any event, Satoshi's back in town to heal up for a while here. I don't remember what his healing stat was exactly. And his recovery is pretty low at a 2, so it's going to take him a while to heal up. We're almost done clearing this out. I may as well just finish it since we're here. Oh! Okay, well, that happened. We've been doing this for a while over there, gathering up those meds. And then this, I believe... Yeah, well, that time we only did 2 damage, so apparently there's some variability in it, interestingly enough. And this time we only took 11 points of damage. Okay. So from now on, all of those guys should activate at the exact same time, which will make things much easier. I suppose it makes sense. I've been putting it off all this time. I suppose it makes sense to get the general store upgrade. Supposedly... it just combines a food storage or a warehouse together and protects them against thieves, which I have yet to see, and also withstanding the elements. If we actually had a meteor land on our storage area, that would be bad. Hazmat engineering requires electricity. So at this point, I'm not exactly sure what to do. I'm thinking maybe a greenhouse, but that too requires electricity. Everything at this point is going to require electricity. So we'll just wait for that before we spend more points. Okay, yeah, it looks like this is the same size as the old 2 buildings. The warehouse here, it's just going to basically replace those 2 things with something that's more protected. And I kind of want it to be centrally located in the town, which means I kind of think I need to plan out where the town's going to expand to, and my guess is over here next. So putting it somewhere like tucked right in this little fertile dirt outcropping. Not a bad idea. Just reduce the amount of running everyone's got to do. We can continue that up. Beautiful. Alright, you guys can go do whatever you need to do. Infected clothing, not a bad deal. There it is! Third time's a try. Components incoming. Wow, another research. Holy research, Batman. 1, 2, 3, all side by side with another one a couple tiles away. Ooh, cabbage for -2 medicine. Yeah, we got plenty. We have a whole bunch of medicine incoming because of our scout out there in the north. So let's see what this cabbage does now. I'm curious. Wow, 128 potatoes, huh? So let's select the next one. Cabbage has a normal growth rate and a medium yield. So it seems to be just better than corn. And it also seems to be better than potatoes. So all around, yeah, let's plant that over here as the next one rather than that wheat. Over here we'll go to cabbage. Seems like cabbage around the board is a good idea for now. Wheat you can turn into bread a little bit later, but we're not going to get there for a while. There's 68 metal unprotected. Fantastic. We'll make all effort to bring that back right away. Well, this is fascinating. I didn't realize this would be the case. Oh, another pandemic is on its routes here. Not a problem, because we dealt with that already in this episode. So all three of these buildings I queued up, all of them got their resources delivered almost evenly. This one has 33 out of 45. This one has 26 out of 45. And the one I put on low priority actually is at, well, just now hit 45 out of 45. So if you want to do this, I now realize the efficient way to do it is to put all three of them down and then pause the two that I don't want. We could have had one of these a long time ago. It did feel like it was taking an exceptionally long time to finish. On the plus note, we'll have all three of them very, very soon because it's just a matter of planks and they're almost done. Survivors are seeking shelter. 12? Well, Wheeler the Scavenger. That's exactly what we need. Are you any... Yes, attack of 4. Scavenging of 5. All right. There's no gas-powered doodad he hasn't bought or sold. Welcome, boys, all 12 of you. Won't be a problem. 26 homeless colonists, 5 people infected. We got an upcoming pandemic. Nothing's going wrong in this town. Ain't you boys worrying none about that? Low clothes, no tools. Who needs this stuff? All right, we're just gonna go scavenging like mad with Wheeler. Actually, you know what? I want to bring him over here and see what his 5 attack can do against this guy with a 10 defense, or a 10 strength, 2 defense, rather. Let's get that metal and bring it back. Curious. And there it is, boys. The very first of its kind. The 2-story house. Looking beautiful. Comes with its own backyard in-ground pool. I guess it's above ground, technically. Comes with a trash can. Even has a string for doing laundry. So also, why the heck are you standing in the well? Is it a hot day or something? Who even are you? Liam. He's having fun standing in the well. All right, well, take whatever fun you can get. Ah, my stockpile is full. Capacity 85. Well, it's a good thing we're working on that general storage, who has already begun construction and has all of its resources delivered. And a wandering merchant has shown up all at the same time. He'll give us 3 components for 25 junk. I'm not sure if that seems like a good idea. I do know I have a ton of concrete and I always need metal, so I think I'll do that one instead. We're coming home with about 20-something components right now. Whereas metal is going to be a little bit more tricksy for us. All right, Wheeler, get in there. Woo, 9. Nice. He's the ultimate guy to take care of bandits. That's what I've been lacking, is a good fighter. He's also a good scavenger. So that completes our run pretty well here. Satoshi needs to go out looking for all of these researches. And meanwhile, Sobek's got to come back because he got wounded in an explosion trying to do research like a dope. We've got something like 21 components, 24 it looks like cloth or some such, 7 meat, 37 jerked meats as well over here. That's a nice haul. Over here, we got 32 metal, 19 meds. We should bring these back because the pandemic's coming pretty soon. But let me grab 32 more metal over here. That's what's going on the strategy map. Boom. A brand new secure storage. Amazing. That takes care of one issue. I think I've already got 2 people working on tailoring now. I think we've hit the point where 2 is actually not enough. We're cranking them out pretty fast, but I also don't know how much we're using them. We also have 20 colonists who are homeless. We do have capacity coming in now for 16, but they seem to be breeding very quickly, and also we are falling way behind if I were to accept another group of colonists. Ergo, just endless houses. Endless 2-story houses. Surely, we have the resources to do this. Now, I'm going to take a page from my own lesson here and pause this one. I'm hoping these ones get the wood first. Yeah, and then get constructed. 36, beautiful, 43. Very soon. Ah, I just now realized the general store can only hold food, it says items, and high-end resources. What I don't think it can hold is raw resources, which apparently we still need a second stockpile for. Fortunately, we can just throw one down literally anywhere we want. And I think I'll throw it right in there. Awesome. This also gives us the opportunity, once it's built, to go harvest a second group of resources. Not that there's many left on the map. I just now got a notification of water shortage because I've been accepting a lot of people and not growing water wells. So I'll throw some of these guys down. We have one here, one there. We'll have to put one somewhere over here. Near the rock. Looks decent. Badoop. And that's not going to be enough because the pandemic's going to increase water usage a lot. I guess there's no reason not to just throw these things in random spots all over the map. Which seems kind of silly, but okay. And I do wish there was an overlay to show us where they were. So I'm not quite sure where I'm putting them. That'll work. And with that, we have 28 components, and a new era in the colony begins. Power. We have no parts, so we're not building a wind turbine. We'll have to make do with solar. I suppose right by the entrance is a nice place, so people can walk in and smash the solar panel. And this, at long last, will allow us to build those delicious, delicious insect farms I've been waiting for all this time. Now, I don't think you have to run power anywhere. I think it's just an abstract resource. So we can put it basically anywhere we want. I prefer not to destroy the fertile dirt over there, so let's start it right here. Or, better yet, right near the cookhouse is probably the smartest of all ideas. And wouldn't you know, this is right across the way from the cookhouse. Although I think we might have to run around in a huge circle. But we can, if I remember, later on when we remove this toxic fallout here, which we can do now that we've got power. We can build a hazmat thing, take this out, build a road right there. Easy delivery. Or we just build a second cookhouse. One works on meat and potatoes. The other one works on insect farms. Probably a smart idea, actually. Speaking of, since we've got the research, let's do some of that stuff right now. So, hazmat engineering, 250. Build the environmental station. Voila. It's under health and safety. Takes 10 components. Well, we've got a fair bit. Metal. Yeah, we're good on this. That is ridiculously ginormous. Let's stick this someplace in the middle of the colony, I suppose. Too bad I didn't have it already. I need to put it here to remove that so I can put it here. I suppose we'll put it right out there in the midst. Don't have to have everything super compact. I just like to do compact things, though, because generally speaking, it's kind of efficient. Less moving around. Water storage is becoming an issue. We're about to run out of water right now, but we do have a whole bunch of these things queued up. Planks is actually the #1 concern. I did put this new stockpile here working on those planks. Let's check this one to make sure they're also... Nope, they have already consumed their planks. Let's move them to a new plank. There's 2 more. Beautiful. All we need is planks. We also... Oh, you know what? The sawmill has run out of an area just now. So maybe they can move over here into this tree zone like they were doing before. With the forester working on that. Awesome. Whew, things are coming along. But not easily, and that's the way I like to see it. Whew, triple berries. They seem to be regrowing every once in a while. Also, these guys want to go outside the gate. Fine, for the 400th time. +3. Thanks! That's worth clicking on. Several construction zones or have insufficient materials. Wonderful. And the pandemic's about to set in about 3 seconds. We've got negative water before it sets in. Uh-oh. By the way, more planks down here, I just now realized. You know what might help us here quite a bit? Since we've got 17 people to carry things, there's going to be another stockpile. Relatively close. I think we'll put it here, but leave a little space. Awesome. When that thing gets constructed, we can have it crank out these planks with those 17 haulers. Oh, we got our first solar panel. Look at that. Health 100%. Energy production 8. Now, I didn't actually see how much energy we need for this building. Should go take a look at the environmental station. It consumes 12, so we're going to need at least one more solar panel then. And we do have just enough components for that, so we'll line them up right there. Doop. Oh wait, I put that one backwards. That's unacceptable. Okay, this thing's done. The stockpile, let's throw that right here for those additional planks. Awesome. I cannot believe how the most basic resource in the entire game is the one that's actually hurting us the most. It's just holding everything back. However, 2-story house is under construction. 2-story house is 5 planks away. And this one's not even close. By the way, all of these things have had their concrete delivered. We've got plenty of that. It's just the planks are an issue. We'll have that sorted very soon. This one, let's pause it. Actually, we don't need to pause it. It doesn't use planks at all in the environmental station, interestingly enough. Oh, there's the pandemic. Water shortage is now negative 39. This is not good. Planks are the concern here. Only 13 colonists are homeless. Oh boy, they're losing water fast, it looks like. Oliver over here, 44, 43, going down rapidly. We do have the planks over in the water well. I'm not even sure we've got enough. We need to build 4 of these. We've got 1, 2, and I believe 3 all queued. Construction has started on all 3 of them. But that's still actually not going to be enough. We need more water. Just for the pandemic. All right, I'll put 1 out there. That's going to be the last one. We should get that delivered pretty quick. 8 colonists that are now infected as well. Let's get these huts going expeditiously. We've got very few medicines. And we do have someone coming back with medicines pretty soon. We got 19, but I think it's going to be a while till we get there, unfortunately. Oh, God, we just got out there and lost 40 hit points on that ridiculous observatory. 8 colonists being infected is not ideal. How's our health doing on everybody? 99 on the kids. They're okay. Hey, how's it going, Oliver?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello, 29, Evelyn. God. Well, you know why? It's because she's been homeless for 100 years, but we got this thing now under construction as well. There we go. Construction complete, water well, awesome. We should have a lot more of those coming in any second. 7 colonists are infected, awesome. Boom, another water well is up and at 'em, fantastic. We're down to -3 water, but the last one's out there. It still needs 2 more bricks, and then it needs some construction. And we're at -3 water now. 2 colonists have died of thirst! Was it Evelyn? It was... I can't actually tell who it is. I just see people on the ground here. Oliver. No, my friend Oliver has died of thirst. And it was Evelyn. The youngins are dying of thirst, boys. No houses, no thirst. It's all right. We can put them in the burial chamber. And then we can visit them, and that'll get our moves higher, just like in RimWorld, right? Is that how that works? I completely missed the harvest of the 9 bajillion potatoes. So that happened as well. And this guy wants -26 planks for 3 clothing. These deals are horrific. And I can't take any of the deals regardless. So thanks, friend. Oh, by the way, we're up to 10 colonists infected. And we've only got the ability to treat 6 at a time. We just had 12 as I was saying that. So it seems like with the size of colony we have, we're going to need an additional medical tent. Which we can fit right in there. Badoom. The pandemics are just producing too many infected and injured for the size of the colony. Let's pause the environmental station so that all of that metal comes in here to the medical tent. And there's our last water well. Whew, okay, so we've got a surplus of water again, but we have really pressed pretty far out with the water wells. We can build a bore drilling well with electricity, which we now have. But we're going to need the components first. Let's go to the specialist map here and see what they're about. So number 1, we have 19 medkits incoming. Looks like maybe next turn. Sigan seems to be not quite healed yet, but healed enough to go back out exploring. I suppose we'll go to the northern lands. He is an explorer. Now we've got enough specialists that we can actually put them into their specialty. All right. Ah, well, you know what? We're down to 3 colonists infected now. Interesting. So I suppose we don't need this medical tent. Let's cancel that completely. We'll unpause this. This should get completed next turn. Now 10 colonists. So it seems like the pandemic is giving us about 15 waves of colonists infected. 15% of the colony's total number of colonists at a time. But we seem to treat fast enough with multiple people in each tent, so we can bring that 10 down to 6 before anyone dies, and then the 6 down to 0. However, once we expand more, we're going to need either a medical tent, or we're going to need the medical center down here, which I imagine will consume quite a bit of energy. Also, only 3 colonists are homeless now, because we have constructed our last 2-story house. It's probably about time to unpause this one. We do need 20 metal, but that'll fight with these 3 metal. That's fine. And we come back in with 19 meds. Boom! Just as we were getting down to our very last med. Now, I do wonder if I didn't have any meds, if I could have healed at the rate that I was healing at. Let's have Wheeler come out here and just smash the bandit. So sure, while I have meds, I seem to be able to heal through these waves of infected, but... By the way, we seem to be growing colonists at an alarming amount. There just seems to be kids being produced every day. We have 21 children. The school is triple occupied. We're gonna need more schools! Which is... Oh, there's too many things! There goes the plague! Huzzah! We have survived it! Where would one put 16 schools if one had to build 16 schools? You know what? Let's make this be a road, I suppose. In between the two. I'm actually going to queue up 2 schools here. It's very important because in the long run, this will make our colonists vastly more efficient. Whew! I know it's going to be a little bit of an issue right now. The environmental station is under control. Local looting. Go for it, boys. 1 colonist injured. That'll be fine. I think everyone is handled as far as the infection. No one died from the pandemic, which is awesome. And that 1 injured colonist can come over here. Now we've got even more people freed up to run around and do stuff. We're getting ahead of things, though. This environmental station is nearly done. The resources were delivered over here almost instantaneously. The schools are coming together really quickly. Yeah, they've got almost all their resources within seconds. So we have huge problems, but the problems are increasing in force. Like, they come at you, just blindside you. Like, hey, you got negative 90 water. What do you think now? By the way, you grew 50,000 children. What are you gonna do? Yeah, clothes and tools were just falling behind on. We're gonna need another one of each one of those to even have any ability to substantiate not naked people running around punching things with trees like it was 7 days to die. And even once this thing gets built, we've grown more children than this house can even supply. Holy bananas. In the time it took to build the house. How does this thing work? Move the work area. Okay, so I suppose we just choose which area we want to remove this hideous stuff from. Suppose we'll do it like that and remove all of these. Nuclear waste, nuclear waste, nuclear waste, nuclear waste, just pollution. We'll get it out and then we can kind of, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's move it over in this area, like I had said originally. We can grow some more houses in here and make a nice little ringy-ding. Whew! Crazy. Oh! Wonderful. Satoshi was blown up again, and I can't risk researching a final time with him. All right. Well, I suppose that's about good for an episode. Things really happened here and really heated up more than I was expecting. I thought the game was going to be an easy breezy. Turns out, it's got a little bit of challenge to it. I'm struggling to keep up. Our concrete is down to an astounding 0. I had so much concrete for so long. And now all of a sudden, I have none. How many children do we have in the colony? 22. Even once we build all 3 of these schools, we will barely have enough for all of them. They'll probably get built very soon. Curious how fast these guys work. We have 17 haulers. We may as well get in here, right? Get in. Work normally. Rip this stuff apart. We're going to need power for days. We've only got a grand total of 4 excess power. Oh, no. Power shortage. Because I just built the insect farm. And it requires 12. And I need more components to build more. Okay, insect farm. You guys are going to be on full pause mode. But we do have the ability to farm insects for food. Definitely going to need another cookhouse, tool, clothier. It's time to start looking at fun boxes and electronics. We have 700 scientists. 21 survivors? Ah! We're almost to the point we're going to house our lost child after weeks of homeless kids sleeping on the streets. But think of how much more production we would have. But what will we do with it all? Let's ignore it for now because it's absurd. I'm not sure if we can get them back in. Group of survivors has arrived at the gate. You need to make a decision. Wow. I feel like an ultimate challenge mode for this game is always accepting all survivors. Yeah, I think we literally just now finished our 2-story house. And we had another child. 100% of every house in the entire colony is occupied to maximum, and 21 people have now shown up. Whew! This is getting crazy. Yeah, I decided later on that I am indeed going to accept those colonists, and I think with all the crazy issues that that's going to bring, the next episode is going to be pretty exciting. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Like button's always appreciated, and otherwise, see you next time. Science, science, and lastly, science. I can see some progress in our near future. Oh, Satoshi's down to 8 hit points. Never mind, he's gonna have to go back and rest. So much I can see progress in our near future. Thanks, game.